And we're back.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Alan, do you want us just recording in the background, or do you want us recording on our computer?
On your what now?
So do you want us to be recording local on our computer on our end, or since we're not voice acting, really care?
You can record on your end and everything, because I can still collect your commentary and stuff and use that to like replace the audio later on.
All right, cool. Then you guys can start. We're gonna hop on that. We're gonna be doing that.
Okay then. So, we have gone after Flynn, we followed Jenna and Leah, we've sat with Carl, but you know what we haven't done yet today, guys?
What?
TJ.
Followed Flynn.
You're right, we haven't followed Flynn. Though also I'm hearing the sound and everything. I'm gonna lower the volume just slightly. There you go.
No, I was vibing though.
Okay, well I can edit things on my end a little bit more.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I can always probably make it louder on that end, on my end.
True.
So it's fine.
The other thing is you can also just download the game for free online, and you have the access to the entire soundtrack.
Woo! Or you can find the soundtrack on YouTube.
That too.
Which reminds me, Alan, at some point I do kind of want to play around with the soundtrack for your game, noting that I will not be offended if you hire a professional.
Oh, that's perfectly fine, dude. Like I said, I'm still in the middle of like doing a lot of other things for it, so.
Yeah. Oh, given how tired I am from school now, it won't be till I actually readjust my schedule.
Oh, I figured. You even told me like when you were first tentatively agreeing like it would not be until next summer, so.
Yeah, but then I liked the idea. I've been like tossing ideas in my head, and I've been watching like casually, because this is how I spend my free time. I've been watching like videos that were about like that were talking about how video game designers. I was doing this actually just in my free time. It had nothing to do with your request, but how video game designers like make music for video games, specifically Toby Fox, because I love that man.
Oh yeah. Alright, well, it's time to find a TJ.
Yay!
Hello.
I'm really worried about TJ. He's a sensitive guy, and after a tongue lashing like that from someone like Flynn, I can't imagine what state he's in. I don't see him anywhere as I scan the area, but I do see some trees and bushes further up along the riverbank. Since there's really no other place to hide, I assume that's where he's at. Sure enough, I see him immediately. He's sitting down, knees drawn up with his arms folded on top of them. He's got his forehead resting on the top of his arms, staring down at the sand between his legs. I stand there for a moment, wondering if it will just be better to leave him alone. After a few seconds, I finally decide to sit down next to him, cross-legged. His ears flick in my direction, and he turns his head to the left, away from me. I notice a few wet spots between his feet. Maybe he just wants to be left alone now?
Ooh.
Say something, not giving.
Yeah, right. Say something.
Were you singing a song there for a second, Sam?
Yup. Say something,
something.
not giving up on you.
I am pleased that this happened. I thought it. I'm just glad you said it.
Yep.
So I will also say leave him be is not really an option because that just moves us out of his route and locks us out of it.
Yeah.
So I hear 2 votes for say something.
Are you saying nothing? Are you just like quietly supporting him?
I think I checked both. Like neither of them are wrong for the top 2.
Okay, because I was gonna say it feels like saying nothing was almost like, hey man, I'm here for you and talk to me if you need me. Whereas saying something is like physically saying out loud.
Yo man, that was fucked up.
Yeah, right? Like Flynn is an asshole. Sorry, Seb. It's just
No, it's okay. I understand.
Yes.
Yeah, grab my child.
Seb, you and Flynn are now one and the same.
No, please.
Good, Sanji.
Alright, so I heard at least one vote for say something, no votes for say nothing. Are we gonna go with say something?
Say
Anna's in the restroom, so we're gonna say yeah. Why not?
All right.
Anna, say so. Okay, we already said something.
I decide that I need
You
to
have
break
no
this.
relevance at this point, Hannah. Don't worry.
Oh,
okay,
well, I mean,
okay.
that's my
Then what
line.
was
I'm the one who gets to put you guys down.
Wow.
That's my thing. I'm the bad friend.
I want to be the bad friend.
I mean, I'm a husband. I get to do snarky things every now and then as long as I don't mean them.
Mom says it's my turn to be the bad friend.
You guys sound so much better on headphone audio. It's so weird. All right, here. We're going to actually start our end of the recording.
Okay, then.
Voices now.
I decide that I need to break the silence. Hey, TJ. He doesn't say anything or move. You know how Flynn is. He's a dick. Again, silence.
Oh, the wub is in a bag now.
TJ, I don't. Are you sure you want to talk about your cats right now?
I mean, they're everything.
TJ, being the cat person, having 3 cats. It all makes sense.
He has 3 cats. Oh, I guess, yeah.
Oh no, he's got 4 cats. Because he has to kill himself.
Yep.
Oh.
Wait, does that make me a cat?
I mean, you are TJ.
So I want you to put cat ears on my blob when we're doing this.
Lol.
I love it.
You're still...
If I can figure out how to do that, I will totally do it.
Randall,
puppy.
Randall
Hi,
the
buddy.
oversized lapdog.
He's trying to cuddle us. And we're like, we have headphone wires. He's like, I don't care. I love you.
Do you think animals care when you have something? Do you? No.
He is currently full body on Hannah.
Please, no. Get.
Welcome back to our pet podcast, Animal Difficulties.
This is not a chew toy.
What is
I'm so
again? Okay,
Animal
I want to...
difficulties.
Hold on, Hannah. Go take this. You can... Oh, here we go. There we go. Go get your bone, buddy. No,
Do you have-
bone.
You got any pets distracting you, Seb?
No, currently I am in my room. My door is locked. They are yelling outside. I can hear them through my earphones, but it's fine. Those guys can do whatever the heck they want. They pay for this place. As long as they don't
Wait,
burn it down, I
wait,
guess.
You're,
Be fine.
you're saying your pets pay for the place?
Yeah, they
Oh.
do.
Oh,
I didn't say pets, I did say animals, so...
yeah.
Oh.
There's 3 humans
fair.
roughly my size.
Alright,
Pets is a relative term.
everyone knows he's a dick. No one's mad at you. He does move then, sliding his legs out straight and leaning back on his paws. He's still looking away from me, rubbing his face on his shoulder. You want to go back and eat? Finally.
Can't believe he did that in front of everyone.
I'm not sure what to say, so I stay quiet. After a minute, TJ finally turns his head, looking into the river. The wind picks up, reflections from the river highlighting motes of dust that swirl up around us. His face fur is a bit mussed up, spiked up in a few places from being wet. It's an unusual sight to see his fur unkempt.
I mean, what the fuck?
Ooh.
What the heck?
Oh, TJ. Oh, TJ.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Yeah, this
He
is
almost actually swore.
this is the baby route. TJ is not able to swear. He's also the really good chipper Christian. He's also the one that in the fan community they say instead of not safe for work, it's not safe for TJ.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. I'm like the complete opposite of him.
You missed it, Sam. There's an adorable scene in whose route was that? That was
Jenna's?
Leo's?
no Flynn.
Leo's?
Really?
Leo's.
Yeah, I was
where
gonna
they're
say.
shopping together. Not Flynn's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leo's where they're shopping together.
Oh
And,
yeah, and like TJ gets to see the freaking novelty gun, the
Yes,
squeaky gun.
a pink novelty gun that was, had an odd shape at the edge.
Oh.
TJ had no idea.
Oh, you poor boy.
That's our thoughts on that.
And then yeah, for me, like at this point, I also view Chase as a baby too because I now know what otters sound like, and they just squeak adorably. So I'm like, this is baby and baby hanging out together.
Aw, they're so cute. All right, sorry, Sam.
Oh, it's my line, so
Sorry, Alan.
thank you for your apology, but it's too little, too late.
Oh.
TJ, unable to curse, even though it would probably be the best thing for him. He adjusts his legs to sit cross-legged, like me, and he wipes his face again.
Did you know what he was talking about?
I take in a breath, unsure about how I should approach this. I think so? TJ's ears lower. Listen, no one thinks anything happened. We were so little, especially you. I mean, I can't believe he's doing this. I trace a claw through the dirt, drawing some wavy patterns as I try to make sense of all of this myself. I think it's just because he was such good friends with Sydney, and he wants more than the truth. I look sideways at TJ. He's just sitting there, looking at the ground. And I guess you were the only one that saw him, saw what happened. So he only has you to go after.
I saw him drown.
I don't say anything, but I feel myself cringe inwardly. Pretty soon, tears are running down TJ's face, but he doesn't bother to wipe them away. He's not just sad though, he's angry. I hear it in his voice as he goes on.
Saw Sydney drown, and Flynn thinks he's the only one that hurts. He thinks that he's the only one that feels like he's in a nightmare. Well, maybe.
His voice cracks and he looks away from me again, wiping at his face.
Maybe I haven't told him everything because I don't want him to have those images in his head.
TJ takes a moment to steady his voice, working to get his breathing back to normal.
I just wish I could go back to that day.
TJ, there's nothing you could have done. I know my words are meaningless crap, and I hate myself for saying them. But I have to say something.
Relatable.
Not one of us would have been able to do anything if we were there.
You would have.
Well,
Besides, I already know I couldn't have saved him on my own. That isn't what...
TJ takes a moment to wipe his face again, and when he's done, he doesn't go on. We sit in silence for a long while after that, and I adjust myself so I can lean back against a rock behind me. I pat the ground. Sit next to me, Tej. He's calmed down for the most part, and after a moment, he does crawl over to sit by me. I pick up a few pebbles and toss them into the river. Remember when we used to call it Seesaw River?
Yeah.
He leaves it at that, so I drop it. I rest my head back and close my eyes, only then realizing how tired I am. In some way, I can see why Flynn is so suspicious, or at least why he believes there's more to the story. There clearly is. But while I do want TJ to tell me more about what happened, I could never bring myself to ask him. I honestly feel if I ever want to help him with his past, I should probably come to terms with it myself. I crinkle my brow, toying with the idea of going back. It's something I actively avoid thinking about. We all do. But like Jenna said, maybe talking about it, thinking about it, might actually help. I dig my fingers into the pebbles on either side of me. The images come in a quick flurry, like someone cycling through a Viewmaster too fast. The sky is getting cloudy, the air crisp, autumn. TJ is sitting in a daze, Jenna running back to town, Flynn pulling me into the water, me grabbing onto neck scruff, pulling back to shore. Carl sitting on a rock, bawling. Leo starts trying to do compressions. And Sydney just stares. Sirens, the helicopter rotors, adults everywhere. I'm home. Mom's holding me. Dad puts on my favorite movie. I watch. But still, Sydney stares. I open my eyes again, and the world is blurred. The light reflecting off the river makes me squint. I rub my eyes with the back of my paw, and it comes away wet. My chest hurts, and so's my head, throbbing and buzzing. I look over, and luckily for me, TJ's leaning back with his eyes closed like I was. If our visiting that day is so horrible for me, I can't imagine what it's like for him. I decide right then and there that I'm not going to press TJ on what happened. If he wants to tell me more, he'll do it on his own accord. I kind of want to go swim again, but at the same time, I don't. That day really fucked up my view about water.
You ruined. He's He's ruined the whole trip.
I do enjoy that, like, that thing has caught on with the group whenever we make a mistake.
Yeah, da.
Dude, let's take a second to realize that, like, remember how you said that Leo is kind of a dick because he makes everything about him?
I didn't say that exactly.
Flynn literally is like, no, you have no right to your trauma. That's my trauma, dang it.
Well, damn it for Flynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dang it for me, TJ.
Yeah, right, like, right, so it's this idea that, well, we were close friends. I mean, if TJ's stories be believed, and this time I think we have no reason not to, then TJ just couldn't save him. Remember, we have precedent for that. He hates water. Remember how Chase was like, oh yeah, TJ of all of them got the most scared whenever we went in the water. And here's Flynn being like, no, you should have saved him because...
No, Flynn's not saying that he should have saved him. He's saying that
He just
TJ's
thinks
not
there's some-
telling the story of what really happened.
Yes. Like, it's kind of a dick move to someone who's experienced trauma to be like, no,
It is,
tell me
but
the whole story of your trauma.
I also want to throw out another thing that was going on at the time. TJ was 8. He was an 8-year-old who saw one of his friends drown.
Mm-hmm.
And Flynn was, if I'm doing my math right, he was 12 when that happened. So Flynn, like, you know, like with child psychology and child development and everything, a 12-year-old would have a lot better of recognition of what was going on at the time as compared to an 8-year-old.
Correct. Yeah.
And so he could tell something's a little bit funky about what TJ had dealt with that day. There is something weird that TJ could not parse and really process at 8 years old.
Gotcha.
And like for the rest of the group, their ages were Chase and Carl were 10. Leo was oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Flynn was 14. Holy crap, I forgot that he had that much age on them.
Oh, wow. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Flynn, this actually, to me, just continues to confirm that Flynn is a dick.
Yeah, because Leo was 12, Flynn was 14, Jenna was 11, Chase and Carl and Sydney, because those three were the same age, were all 10, and TJ was 8.
Yes, he's a baby.
He is the baby of the group. Holy cow.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a reason why like the rest of the group tended to coddle TJ, but Flynn being the oldest member of the group and being older than TJ by a point where like they never went to school together ever. With that large of a gap, they were never even in elementary school together, which is the only time they would have even had a rough chance at being in the same school.
Protect the Tej.
Protect the teach.
Yeah,
That's
so
it for TJ.
yeah, so by 2015, TJ is 19, Flynn is 25, if I remember my math correctly. And yeah, none of the group really has moved past what happened to Sydney.
Yeah, I've noticed that. That was almost what? At this point, that's almost 15 years ago for them.
No, the Sydney drowned in 2003, so that would be this 12 years later. And not quite 12, it's probably like 11 or 12 at this point. They haven't quite hit the 12th anniversary, I think.
Gotcha.
So actually, no, that makes sense. It's long enough that society is like, hey, you should be over this, but short enough that like none of them would be. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, it was a traumatic experience. They had a small group of friends, the 7 of them, and then just suddenly one of them drowns out of nowhere.
Yep.
But there's another thing that kind of throws everything off for Sydney's drowning, but I can't say what it is because that will get into a little bit of spoilers.
Okay.
TJ speaks suddenly, and I look over at him. Flynn? No, he hasn't. TJ does finally look at me then, and I'm struck with how disheveled and sad he looks. I feel anger bloom in my chest, all of it directed at Flynn. What a selfish prick, thinking he had the right to ruin everyone's good time just because he felt like shit. Now I remember, this is the other thing I want to bring up. Of the friend group, Flynn got along best with Sydney. So basically, while everyone lost a friend, he lost his best friend.
That's true.
And the other thing at the time was, I've done my research, and for that friend group, the least favorite friend of that friend group was Sydney. So everyone else kind of didn't like Sydney as much. Flynn lost the one that he was closest to.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
No, I guess
it wasn't a kept secret that they weren't as fond of Sydney as Flynn was. So
yeah, and I mean it's fair for Flynn to have trauma, right? I guess it's fair for Flynn to have trauma. He's just an absolute dick about it.
oh, of course, I'm not saying that he is anywhere in the right. I do think he was a prick in that he needs to have moved on because, frankly, yeah, Sydney died over a decade ago. If you're gonna obsess about it for the rest of your life, you're not going
not
anywhere.
moved on. It's fair for him to be mad.
It's fine.
But there's a difference between being mad and being sad and being frustrated and being an asshole to other people, right?
I know, but the other thing is, what's he getting out of this by saying, like, hey, what did you see, TJ? What did you see? Other than to constantly re-traumatize TJ about it. Because
That's my complaint about him.
he's assuming then something happened where it's not just a drowning.
Correct. The reason I'm pissed at Flynn is it's pretty clear this is traumatic for TJ. And for Flynn, and yet Flynn was somewhat, I would almost say accusing.
Yeah, he was definitely using an accusatory tone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
You're not allowed to swear, TJ. Ha ha.
look you! Look you take a moment.
If you were here right now, I'm pretty sure I'd punch him right in the gut.
Do it!
Listen, we don't all need to hang out to have fun. We had fun at the park with just you, me, and Carl, remember? If Flynn wants to be a douchebag, then let him. We'll do our own thing. TJ sniffs, and I see his tufted ears perk up a little. Didn't you want to go hike the trail? He smiles at that, and looks at me.
You didn't want to hike, I could tell.
I grin. That's 'cause it's so friggin' hot. But seriously, we didn't come here to lay in a motel all week.
And we can bring water. Just dump it on yourself every half hour. That's how I manage, along with taking plenty of breaks.
TJ leans back and spreads his legs out. I can see he's starting to get excited at the prospect of hiking, and that makes me feel better. Well, if you're able to do it, I guess I shouldn't complain. I look over his fluffy form, which by itself is enough to make me sweat even more than I already am. You know, I always thought you'd go back after you graduated high school. The Great White North. I say it dramatically, nodding upwards as if that's where it is. Your parents did. DJ's family moved to Echo when he was only 6 from a small town called Wasatchua. Hey, actually, is it Wasatchua?
No, that sounded right the first time.
It looks like Wasatchua.
Okay, I said Wasatchua before, so I definitely added a K by accident.
Do you recognize it, DJ?
Nope, not one bit.
Yeah,
It
I
might
have
be a
no
fictional
idea.
town then. Wasatchua. His dad got a job in Echo to survey the land or do something with the wildlife. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Oh well, I don't really remember it, but I might after I graduate. They have some things up there that sound really nice.
Free healthcare?
Oh, this is Canada. Huh, that I guess. And snow.
Oh yeah, no, it is definitely in Canada.
Canada.
For a moment,
Canada.
I wonder if snow is to a lynx as water is to an otter. A lot of snow did sound kind of exciting to me, though. Here we'd be lucky to see a single dusting of it in a year.
So, you're serious about hiking with me?
Of course! I'm gonna bring some of my equipment too. I think I want to get some of the shots of the canyon.
Okay.
He waggles his furry feet back and forth, and I hide a grin at his enthusiasm.
Alright, so we're going to have to get up and around 6.
Oh,
I want to be able to make it to the canyon for lunch, where we can rest for an hour or two then.
you can tell how excited TJ is by how much he talks. Well, if anyone's good at planning things out at a ridiculously meticulous level, it's TJ.
Hey, TJ and I are definitely so far different. I'm not like detail oriented.
Oh, I know. Like, when it comes to the characters, I think the one that best fits your personality still is May from Night in the Woods.
Yeah.
Yo, you would
Yay.
say her lines before she'd say them.
I love that.
Yeah, no, that was the beauty of you voicing May and then also Rosie voicing Angus.
Yeah.
Because there were at least 2 or 3 times I distinctly remember where he would say something very similar to like what Angus would say.
Oh, yeah. No, there was a reason why I was like, oh my gosh, we have like a good group for that. And unfortunately, we have not been able to get Rosie to come back for the Night in the Woods recording because he's just so busy. I'm gonna try and peer pressure him again.
Good.
Peer pressure.
Pressure.
We sit there for another 20 minutes or so and just talk. Mostly about school and what our plans are once we graduate.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought I said and just fuck, and I was like, wait, what?
No,
No,
TJ,
that's just literally
Sam,
that's literally everyone else's route.
Sam, that's not safe for TJ.
Not safe for TJ. How could
Then
you?
it's not fun.
Oh, Sam, dear, you should have been here for, like, as I said, everyone else's route.
I can look at the videos. So.
Yeah, I've been uploading them. The only ones that aren't there are the Leo videos that I just recently did with Seb, Hannah, and DJ on Friday. Which I've been, as you saw, I was doing more meticulous editing now on.
In fairness, they haven't fucked yet on Leo's route. They just really want to.
They're very heavily leaning towards that
Yeah,
direction.
that picture I saw. Yeah.
I mean, they go on the sink, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Alright. I promised TJ that we'll meet up again before I do. And that's when I get a text from Jenna asking where we are. I stand up, brushing off my pants before reaching down to help TJ up. Well, we better go back. Guess they're all wondering where we are. When we get back, everything's packed up and in the van, along with Carl and Jenna. Leo's leaning against the van, waiting for us, his paws in his pockets. He looks at me, then over at TJ, obviously trying to gauge his mood.
Everything good?
Yeah.
TJ answers before I can, and whether or not he actually is okay, he sounds happy enough.
Well, alright then.
We get in the van at that point, no one saying anything as we make the short drive back to the motel. As we get out, Leo tells us all that he's going to have a word with Flynn, and despite the spoiled afternoon, we still had stuff to do over the week. I'm not too convinced myself that will happen. I am convinced that it's going to be awkward as fuck if we do. Leo leaves for work at that point, though Carl does end up coming with us to the motel room. The rest of the day is pretty uneventful. We watch a few movies, then go to the diner for dinner.
A dinner for diner.
I was about to, but I stopped
That's
myself.
I was so proud of you, Ellen, because I read it the dinner for diner too.
Yes,
so.
me too. I read dinner for diner. I was like, wait, what?
Afterwards, we just sit in the room and talk. Carl filling us in on how things have been in the town over the past 3 years. It's not long before the conversation drifts back to Flynn and his outburst.
Oh no.
Oh, Seb, you want to be Carl? Since I think that's the only character that would be left for you.
Sure. Yeah.
What, you sure we're not going to see much of Flynn on TJ's route? Shocking.
What? No way.
Out of character, actually, Flynn will reappear. It's just that, for Carl right now, I might as well have Seb take it, because I don't think Flynn's going to show up immediately.
I think he's just antsy because he's realizing how shitty it's been without you guys.
Man, you sound like you're smoking like, I don't know, a little pot? Maybe get a little more. No, I'm just joking with you, Seb. I'm messing with you.
Actually, no, I like... Seb put like a kind of sweet subtlety to Carl's voice, and I like it.
Oh yeah, no, I was fine with that. I was just messing with him.
Oh god, Sanji just farted.
Trust me, he's already making himself for it right now.
Sam, I just remembered something. Something
What?
horrible that you're probably it's gonna make you dislike TJ for.
Uh-huh.
I saw, so basically there's like a Tumblr with a whole bunch of quotes from the characters, but it's like not what they actually said in the game, just things that people think that these characters would say. So at one point, Jenna says, I think that we should all watch an anime at some point. And TJ, the response for TJ according to that quote was, no thanks, I'm Christian.
Woof.
I am offended on about 6 different levels right now.
TJ,
and
we're gonna have a discussion.
Hold up, I'm gonna find the actual quote now, because I know
so
it's
mad.
better.
I'm mad on behalf of anime fans. I'm mad on behalf of Christians. I'm mad on behalf of Jenna. I'm mad on behalf of TJ.
Flip it.
There are so many levels.
Oh man, there are so many memes that I have like saved up for like when we get to it that point in the game. Alright, no, not that one.
Weirdly enough, so for all the other routes, Tuesday kind of shit went down, right? Not went down, actually. It's just people got angry, right? TJ's route, this Tuesday afternoon, Monday afternoon. They're like, okay, now that happened, let's all just, be together and happy again.
We still haven't gone through Tuesday yet. So.
Yeah, but Monday I meant.
Okay, gotcha.
This Monday for TJ is the most, okay, let's all get back together.
Oh,
this
here
is
we go.
good.
Here's the exact quote. Jenna, what's your favorite anime? TJ, I'm a Christian.
Woof.
That is
So,
We need to have a heart-to-heart.
wait.
I will let you know on Jenna's route, she actually convinces TJ and Chase to watch an anime with her.
I love it.
That is great.
Nice.
I wonder what she chooses.
Oh god, it's an older show that she picks.
Is it real world equivalent anime, or is it furified anime?
Oh, it's definitely a furified anime because
Right.
there are no humans in the world. However, I
Right.
will say this: there is in the Route 65 prequel, one of the characters does insinuate that they have essentially created a humany. Essentially like a furry version of a human.
That's adorable. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I'd watch that. I would 100% watch a human-y anime.
Oh yeah.
That's ironically a bunch of furries watching watching a bunch of humans.
All right. The other quote I want to say before we get back to everything is remember, God is watching, and so is TJ.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Sanji.
God is watching.
And so is TJ. Hi. Hi.
No.
No. Stop trying to eat our headphone cord, man.
No nibbles.
Here, can you hold the
Jenna,
computer?
you don't need to tell Carl not to nibble on things. I think he knows better.
He has the munchies.
Even if he is, it doesn't mean anything.
Oh, you're definitely having your mic be muffled somehow.
Oh,
There you go.
sorry.
You're better now.
Okay. Even if he is, it doesn't mean anything unless he apologizes.
Oh, you know how he is. Jenna, he's sorry even he won't say it.
I don't care. He's gonna have to realize that none of us have to put up with him anymore.
Hey, why don't we all get some ice cream? I've been wanting to go to Ray's ever since we got here.
It's hard to tell if TJ's just trying to change the subject or actually wants ice cream. Probably both.
I just really want ice cream.
I suddenly have a craving for ice cream now.
Now I want ice cream.
I would prefer an Italian ice, but I do feel a cold treat. Right. If you want to drive half an hour to Peyton, sure.
What? Why?
They moved it there. It sucks. I haven't had their rocky road in a year now.
Aww.
Well, let's just stop by when we go to Peyton next. I assume we aren't staying in Echo for the rest of the trip.
Wait, I want everybody to stay at Echo. Stay at my house. I don't care. As long as Chase is here.
You're not in this scene, Leo.
Dang it.
Oh. Ooh. Chase, can you take us?
I just smile at him from my spot on the couch. Sure, why not?
Yes, I love the cookie dough. What about you, Jenna?
Jenna's busy looking at her phone.
Oh, well, I've always enjoyed their butter almond. It's hard to find that flavor anywhere else. And I love almond.
The anime, the cognitive psychology, the butter almond. All Jenna needs now is to like musicals and Doctor Who, and then you got your persona,
Basically.
Hannah.
Oh, and Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, there you go. TJ looks at me, and I open my mouth to answer. But for a moment, I draw a blank. The memories of Ray's hazy and blurred. My head is still buzzing. Oh, vanilla, because I am standard JRPG or visual novel protagonist.
You have the personality of a rock.
Sam, you
We were
missed out
all
on that.
thinking it.
Okay, so that is the insult that Flynn threw at Chase, was that he has the personality of a rock. It is the worst and cruelest insult I've ever heard, personally.
Well, he likes vanilla ice cream, so...
I've been feeling pretty shitty ever since I had that talk with TJ by the river. I make a mental note to steal some of Jenna's aspirin before I go to bed. Carl?
Oh, right.
I
Well-
understand.
Well, Flynn was right about one of us, at least.
Carl!
What's wrong with that? Everyone likes vanilla.
Oh my god! Carl even... Carl agrees with us! Oh, beautiful!
I grin even though Carl's comment hurts me more than it should. He's just joking after all.
But I mean, who loves it, right?
Personality of a rock.
I think it's a good answer, especially if you put toppings on it.
Aw, TJ.
The buzzing picks up, and I feel a dull pulse behind my eyes. The three of them continue talk amongst themselves as I lean my head back against the couch. I close my eyes, trying to will away the pounding in my head.
Oh. No.
I open my eyes. The room is dark. Jenna is in her bed, TJ in his, Carl wrapped in a blanket on the floor. I lurch for my camera bag, then look around wide-eyed. I sit on the bed next to TJ and stare at the door. TJ stands at the edge of the lake, staring across the other side. He has one paw in his pocket, the other holding a beer. He takes a drink from it. TJ doesn't drink beer. He pulls the tab off the top, then flicks it towards the lake. It whizzes like a weed cutter, skipping across the water and kicking up spray. Suddenly, his ears snap up, and he sees something I don't. He turns and starts to run. He's at a dead sprint when his leg snaps out from under him, and he falls to the rocks, beer splashing everywhere. A chain is pulled taut from the lake, connected to his ankle. I get up, wanting to help, but I can't. I look down, my wrist and ankle chained. Hey guys, we made it to Tuesday!
No,
Got it.
TJ, no. Protect baby TJ.
You don't need to drink beer.
All right, here. So should we stop the recording?
Yeah,
and
we're
then
going to
do
definitely
another
stop
one?
the recording for now. We might continue, depending on how everyone feels. But for now, we'll go ahead and stop. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.